Boom.
Boom shakalaka.
Laka 2. Wow. Thanks. Buy me a Coke.
You know what I'm looking forward to is that roundtable thing you're doing again in December.
Oh yeah, the quarterly earnings call, not earnings call. Yeah. Good.
I like
Guys, I'm gonna run.
All right.
Thank
yes.
you
Good
very
night,
much.
Patrick.
Thank you,
You
chat room.
go to sleep, you weirdo.
Thank you, my friend.
Scott, talk to you on Friday. Everyone else, talk to you on Tuesday.
See you then. Apologies for people watching the video live. Apparently, like first half wasn't there, and then it just popped in. So I don't know why. What happened there?
We did have a glitch earlier.
Yeah, we did have that glitch right before we started. It's obviously tied into that somehow.
Yeah. Scott, were you talking about the predictions show or the? You were talking about.
I mean.
Yeah. Because we haven't booked, I don't think, the taping of the analyst show.
I thought we did. You know what? I'm mixing the two up. That's all.
That's all right. We're gonna do it again.
I really like that though. It's so much fun, that thing.
Yeah. Real people asking real questions.
We did that last year. I remember that, right? Don't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't even last year. It was just a quarter ago.
No. Dude, I don't know what happened in the last quarter.
I don't remember what happened yesterday.
It's one of those months for me. But.
So what should we call this show?
Oh, would you like to know?
No. I'm looking at Showbot.tv.
IBM controls the weather.
Sorry, Mario. The princess is in another phone.
Ooh. Dang.
Might have to put a ban on princesses in.
1 gigawatt? That's a bolt of lightning! City of Virtual Light, I like. Very poetic.
Oh, wow.
That's really nice.
All of the PlayStation VR models in the videos are bathed in a blue light. Does that mean if you use the PlayStation VR, it just turns everything blue around you?
I think it means they had blue lighting.
Well, yes. That's definitely
Or that.
But this app he recommended is weird.
Ah, Ellie's back.
Sorry.
That's just his choice of entertainment that's happening right now.
Oh, okay, that's Roger.
Yeah, baby's asleep.
Ellie.
Let's see. Announce chime. I'm trying to figure out this traffic thing.
Cloudy with a chance of answers.
Weird.
I'll pick the City of Virtual Light.
Yeah,
nothing seems to be capturing anybody's attention. So.
Sorry.
I like that one.
That's the only one we all remarked on.
Yeah.
Boy, I get the emails really late off of our server. Interesting.
Which one? You mean the...
DTNS. Like, Tom will have already put it on the show, and then it will just show up in my email.
Jeez, Jenny, get with the times.
I know. I'm old.
I'm just trying to get along.
I'm really curious to see whether this video actually shows up in YouTube or not.
Yeah, if the whole thing got recorded.
I think it did. The fact that it eventually showed up, I think, means that it's all going to be there.
I'm still kind of interested in that phone or that email you got about the daughter. That cracks me up.
Oh, that came in like right before the show.
I mean, now that I think about it, like if I said, I wonder if I asked Nick and just said, all right, 15-year-old, you'd pay to not have any ads on YouTube.
Well, it's with her saying like the ads are funny. I'm like, that's because she's using probably a YouTube dominated by her. So the ads are targeted towards her. So she doesn't get the boring thing about colorectal cancer that I'm always skipping. She gets some fun like kids toy thing.
I don't know why that made me laugh, but it did.
It's horrible. Like, oh God, not this. And it's the one that's like 3.5 minutes long.
Mine are always movies, TV shows, and like Best Buy commercials.
I get a lot of movies too.
Yeah,
But
like movie ads. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're so good at targeting those ads in the way that we weren't when we were kids with whatever TV show we were watching. Maybe the kids don't care because they're getting what they want.
yeah, the ads are better for kids. Could that be
Now that I
true?
think about it, I don't think I hear any adults in my demographic. They're the ones that are complaining. I don't hear any kids.
Yeah.
Speaking of kids stuff, I just watched the pilot for Thundercats yesterday
Like the
on my
original, like
some random channel on my Roku, and I was just
New one or the old one?
the old one,
Oh, I love it.
and I was just like, wow, this steals from everywhere. Like
Well,
when I was,
what's interesting about the pilot is that the Thundercats were originally naked.
yep,
But when they landed on Third Earth, they had to wear clothes.
yep,
Revealing
Because they were-
clothes.
leaving Eden.
But they were just cats.
Yeah,
I know. Except that if Chitara really was a cat, she wouldn't have a human anatomy on her. Like,
well,
Yeah. Oh.
yeah. It was really interesting. It was like, oh, they stole that from Star Wars. Oh, they stole that from Star Trek. Oh, here goes this. It's like amazing. And then because I was watching pilots of things, I watched the pilot of Enterprise again, and that was fun.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, getting from here to there.
Ugh.
that's like,
I just want to make
But my
Scott
time
mad.
is finally near.
Scott
Scott.
mad.
I wonder if kids today look at shows like Thundercats and other 80s cartoons and see it in the same way we used to think of, like, our
Looney
parents watching
Tunes,
The Lone Ranger or, like,
Betty Boop.
what was it, the Howdy Doody show? It's like, it's so quaint.
Well, yeah, that's a really good question because Looney Tunes, I used to watch like crazy when I was a kid, and that was already 30, 40 years old.
Yeah.
And yet I loved it.
Yep.
Even though some of the references, I was like, I don't want to get
Well, the
that. I don't know.
references
But your access to it was new, you know,
Yeah.
like your ability to
But
get
then showing me Howdy Doody, I would be like, wow, that's old.
it.
Like it didn't hold up.
Yeah, you're right. Here's with some experience in this, I think that there's two important things you have to do. So Roger gets to do this now. You got to create an environment where the things that were culturally impactful to you, either entertainment-wise or whatever, when you were a kid, you got to share it with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Then they'll appreciate it. But I have
Or
a
they're too young to protest.
yes, exactly, and they'll learn to appreciate it.
school
My kids love this stuff, including Thundercats. By the way, they love it. They love Super Friends. They love all the old stuff because I kept introducing it to them, and they love it now. We'll watch it together now. Just the other night, I caught Nick again watching episodes of the Dick Van Dyke Show, which
I
is
love the Dick Van Dyke Show.
yeah, which is again a show that's way out of Tom and I's time in terms of when we were born. Yet we had this access to it and had this love for it. Now it's the entire thing's on Netflix, and my kids cannot get enough of the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Mary Tyler Moore was my first TV crush.
Yeah,
Was it?
Yeah, like watching the Dick Van Dyke Show in the
I was-
afternoons.
I was like, what's her name from Gilligan's Island? Not Ginger, the other one.
Marianne,
Marianne.
not Ginger, the other one.
obviously stuck with you.
Yeah, well, you know.
We grow up, we get over these things. I understand.
My first TV crush was John Eric Hexum from Voyagers in 1982.
Oh,
that
wow.
show with the
Yeah.
kid and the guy.
I
Yeah,
love
went
that
around
show.
through the back lots of LA
Yep.
studios.
That was
Yep.
great.
that
I
show
love that
was
show.
very sophisticated time travel storytelling for 1982.
What's interesting was the kid was a know-it-all. He knew all the history.
Yeah,
And
he was the one. And they made John Eric Hexum the dumb blonde who could fight, and then they had the smart kid, and smart kids are a pain was the I loved Voyagers. Oh
Smart
my
kids
God.
are annoying.
What was that 80s show with the guy from the Hardy Boys, the actor from the Hardy Boys? Pro?
John Cassidy?
Yeah, not John Cassidy. The older older
Tom,
brother.
whatever. Yeah.
Remember, it was a show that was based off an Isaac Asimov concept, and he originally helped co-produce the show. It was really great. It was
About what was it about?
he was just basically this super genius that worked at a lab, and he occasionally would be it was a murder mystery. He would just solve murders and other things like Murder She Wrote. I'm trying to remember was it Probe?
Was it called Murder He Geniused?
But I remember it because one episode they had to track down this killer chimp and he said that he mentioned to his aide or his partner, saying that you have to be careful. A chimp can pull your arm out of your socket, and that stuck with me for some reason. Chimps.
I really hope. Speaking of chimps, I hope that we get to see Y: The Last Man as a TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
so
think it's going to definitely happen.
didn't the movie get pooped, and then now the series is in?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's. Is that right, Jenny?
Yes.
That's where it is.
I put that in the story pool for the morning stream.
Wait, is that Brian Vaughn or?
Yep. Brian K. Vaughan.
Yep.
Guess what show they'll unless it's HBO? Guess which comic will never Brian K. Vaughan comic will never make it to TV series?
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Saga?
Yeah, Saga will never make it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want.
Okay, but fantasy casting. Who should play Ampersand?
Ah.
I don't know.
Bonzo. I can't think of any other monkeys.
I love that movie or that comic.
Yeah, it doesn't come out fast enough.
I know. I agree. It's so good though.
Isn't it done?
What Saga? No.
Oh,
No
not
way.
Saga. Sorry.
Yeah. Why the Last Man?
Why the
Why
Last
is
Man
that?
is
I
done.
thought you were
In fact,
gonna
I have all of them just behind me.
Saga is so interesting.
Yeah, I'm only like 5 books in or whatever. I'm really slow on that.
Ooh, I've been reading this cool post-apocalyptic comic. I should recommend to you guys called The Walking Dead.
Ah.
I've never heard of it. Tell me more.
It's really good.
Hmm.
This little author named Robert Kirkman.
Is it based on that TV show?
Yeah, I think it's based on the TV show. But it diverges. It tells a different story. So if you watch the TV show, you can still enjoy the comic.
Okay.
I still want them to do a BPRD TV show because that would work well, very well.
BPRD?
Yeah, the organization that Hellboy works for.
Oh, that would be good.
Spun off into its
Like
own
Agents of BPRD.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's called the series is called BPRD, and it's very interesting because basically it's another post-apocalyptic, except that hell really actually has come to Earth, and it's this organization that used to work for the U.S. government, but the government no longer exists because the world's just ravaged with all these
Demons.
horrible. You know, and it's funny because all the demons and creatures are all kind of very what's it, H.P. Lovecraft-esque,
Oh,
like
big-
gigantic, unknowable, you know, like
Fatang.
yeah, kind of thing, like things that like, well, exactly what the hell is this, and how do we kill it? And, but it's
Yeah.
great. I love the
that
series.
stuff. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I mean,
You know,
you
it's
might-
funny. I've been watching The Strain, and I kept getting a Hellboy vibe off of it, and I couldn't figure out why. And it occurs to me that it's because Del Toro is a producer on that thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I love
There's
that.
also another comic book that would never make it to TV unless it was HBO. Is Chew.
Oh yeah, choose
That one
green.
kind of creeps me out.
I love Chew.
I tried reading it, but I
I like.
Why? Because they eat humans? Why?
I don't know why. You know what it is? Like, what was that Korean movie? Was it Thirst? The one that was like a weird it was a weird. Well, it wasn't weird, but it was a Korean vampire movie called Thirst or something, where this guy gets bitten, but he doesn't realize, and he has this thirst for human blood and flesh. But the way they do the sound, because I watched it with Eileen, we were over at the bridge. I couldn't sit through the first 10 minutes because like it was just totally messing with my head.
Mm.
Like, and Mauricio told me later, just because of the way they did the sound, like it has that effect on certain people. And every time I try to read Chew, I think of that movie and I just get all shivery.
All right, I'm gonna have to call time on
All right,
this conversation because I have to go to the vet
Okay.
myself personally. It's
You
cheaper.
getting your shots, Tom? You getting your
It's
shots?
cheaper that way. You just say I'm a horse, and then they give you
Of course.
tranquilizers. It's amazing. Try it sometime. I'll see you later.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks.